Did you know that a single touch, done right, can make an older woman feel like she's the only person in the world who matters to you? Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 secret touches that can make any older woman feel cherished, safe, and absolutely drawn to you. But here's the catch. It's not just about where you touch, it's how you do it. One wrong move could ruin everything. Are you ready to unlock these secrets? Before we dive into those powerful touches, let's talk about the foundation of any meaningful connection: consent and trust. In American culture, respecting personal boundaries is everything, especially with older women who value genuine intentions. A touch without trust can feel invasive, but when done right, it's a gesture of care that speaks volumes. Picture this. You're at a lively event, chatting with a woman. If you touch her arm without any prior connection, she might pull back. But if you shared a laugh, locked eyes, and noticed her leaning in, that's your green light. Studies show that trust triggers oxytocin, the bonding hormone, making your touch feel safe and special. The biggest mistake? Touching without reading her signals. Want to know how to spot those cues? I'll show you right after we explore the first touch. And if you're ready to master building trust before touching, hit that subscribe button to catch more tips like these. Touch point 1, lower back, the symbol of protection. Let's kick things off with the lower back, a spot that might seem ordinary but holds incredible power when touched with intention. This subtle gesture can make an older woman feel protected, valued, and deeply connected to you without a single word. Picture this. You're weaving through a bustling New York bar, the kind where everyone's elbow to elbow. You gently place your hand on her lower back, just above her waist, and say with a warm smile, "Stay close, I've got you." That light, fleeting touch isn't just about guiding her through the crowd. It's a quiet promise that you're there, steady and attentive. In that moment, she feels safe, like you're her anchor in the chaos. Why does this work? Psychologically, the lower back is a vulnerable area, rarely touched by others, so a gentle contact here taps into something primal. Studies show that a soft touch in a safe context releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, making her feel secure and cared for. Older women, who often value stability and genuine attention, respond deeply to this. Compared to a shoulder tap, friendly but impersonal, the lower back carries a warmth that says, "I'm here for you." It's intimate without crossing boundaries, perfect for building early trust in a budding connection. Here's how to nail it. Keep your touch light, almost like a whisper against her skin, and never linger too long. Think of it as a guiding hand, not a grip. Try it when you're helping her step out of a car, walking upstairs together, or navigating a crowded event. For example, at a friend's wedding, as you guide her to your table, a brief touch on her lower back paired with, "This way, let's grab our seats," can make her feel like she's your priority. But here's the twist. One wrong move, like pressing too hard or touching without a warm-up, can make her feel controlled instead of cared for. So, what's the secret to getting this right every time? Hang on, because the next touch point will show you how to read her signals and perfect your timing. And hey, have you ever used this move? Drop a comment below and let me know how it went. Your story might inspire someone else. Touch point 2, nape, the art of subtle intimacy. Now, let's move to a more delicate and intimate spot, the nape of the neck. This is one of the most sensitive areas on a woman's body, and when touched with care, it can create a spark of connection that feels almost magical. Imagine you're at a cozy restaurant in Chicago, sharing a quiet moment after dinner. As you lean in to say goodbye, you gently brush your fingertips across the nape of her neck during a hug, whispering, "Tonight was amazing." That fleeting touch sends a shiver down her spine, not just because it's physical, but because it shows you see her vulnerability and respect it. It's a gesture that says, "I'm close to you, and I value this moment." Why is the nape so powerful? Psychologically, it's a private, rarely touched area, making it a hotspot for emotional connection. Research shows that light touch in sensitive spots like this triggers oxytocin, deepening trust and intimacy. Compared to touching the face, which can feel too forward early on, the nape is subtle yet profoundly personal, perfect for a woman who values elegance and sincerity. Older women, in particular, often respond to this because it feels like a gesture from someone who truly gets them. Here's the key. Keep it light and brief. Think of your touch as a soft breeze, barely there, but unforgettable. For instance, when you're standing close during a concert, you might lightly graze her nape while adjusting her scarf, saying, "You look great tonight." This pairs the touch with a compliment, amplifying its impact. But timing matters. Only try this when you've built some rapport, like after a few warm conversations or shared laughs. Here's the twist. Touch the nape too firmly or too soon, and it can feel invasive, breaking the spell. So, how do you know when she's ready for this kind of intimacy? Stick with me, because the next section will dive into reading her body language to nail the perfect moment. And if you're curious about making these moments unforgettable, hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. What's a subtle gesture you've tried that worked wonders? Reading body language, the key to success. Before you make any move to touch, there's one skill you absolutely need: reading her body language. It's the secret to knowing if she's comfortable and ready for that next step. Picture this. You're at a cozy coffee shop in Seattle, deep in conversation. She's smiling, leaning toward you, and holding eye contact. Those are green lights. But if she's crossing her arms, looking away, or sitting back, that's a signal to slow down. Body language isn't just a clue. It's her way of telling you how she feels without words. Research shows that 55% of communication comes from nonverbal cues, so mastering this can make or break your connection. Let's break it down. Positive signs include her mirroring your posture, playing with her hair, or tilting her head when you speak. For example, if you're sharing a laugh and she touches her necklace while gazing at you, she's likely open to a gentle touch, like on her arm. Negative signs? If she pulls back, avoids eye contact, or keeps her hands folded, focus on building trust through conversation instead. Older women, who often value emotional intelligence, will appreciate your ability to pick up on these cues. Here's how to use this. During a date, notice her signals before you act. If she's leaning in while you're talking about her favorite book, try a light touch on her hand. But if she seems reserved, keep the vibe warm with words and smiles instead. This awareness sets you apart. It shows you're tuned in, not just acting on impulse. Here's the twist. Misreading her signals can turn a sweet moment sour. So, what's the one body language cue most guys miss? Hang tight, because the next touch point will show you how to combine these cues with the perfect gesture. Have you ever noticed her body language during a date? Drop a comment below and share what you've learned. It could help someone else nail their next moment. Touch point 3, arm, connection and conversation. Let's talk about the arm, a simple yet powerful spot for building connection during a conversation. This subtle touch can make an older woman feel truly seen and valued, turning a casual chat into a moment of closeness. Imagine you're at a lively park in Austin, sitting on a bench, sharing stories. She laughs at your joke, and you gently touch her forearm for a second, saying, "You're too funny." That brief contact shows you're fully present, engaged, and invested in the moment. It's like a bridge between your words and her emotions, making her feel connected to you. Why does this work? The arm is a safe, accessible area that feels personal without being too intimate. Psychologically, a light touch here signals attentiveness, which older women often cherish for its sincerity. Unlike a shoulder pat, which can feel formal, or a handhold, which might be too forward early on, touching the arm strikes the perfect balance for early-stage connections. Studies show that subtle touch boosts feelings of trust, making her more comfortable with you. Here's how to do it right. Keep the touch soft and natural, like a quick tap or graze when you're emphasizing a point or sharing a laugh. For example, at a coffee shop date, when she shares a heartfelt story, lean in slightly, touch her arm, and say, "That's incredible." But timing is everything. Only try this when she's engaged, like when she's smiling or leaning toward you. Here's the catch. A touch that lingers too long or feels forced can make her pull back. So, what's the secret to making this gesture feel effortless? Stick around, because the next touch point will show you how to pair touch with eye contact for maximum impact. Have you ever tried this move in a conversation? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it went for you. Touch point 4. Knee, the comfort of closeness. Let's talk about the knee, a subtle yet surprisingly powerful spot for building a relaxed, intimate connection. This gentle touch can make an older woman feel comfortable and truly connected in a quiet, shared moment. Imagine you're at a cozy movie theater in Los Angeles, watching a romantic comedy. As you both laugh at a funny scene, you lightly place your hand on her knee for a brief moment, saying, "This part's too good, isn't it?" That soft touch feels warm and natural, like you're sharing the joy of the moment. It's not overly bold, but it creates a sense of closeness that lingers. Why is the knee so effective? Psychologically, it's a less sensitive area than the waist or nape, but it's still personal enough to spark a feeling of intimacy. Research shows that light touch in relaxed settings triggers oxytocin, fostering trust and comfort, qualities older women often cherish for their sincerity. Compared to holding hands, which can feel overtly romantic, a knee touch is friendly yet meaningful, making it ideal for early or mid-stage connections. Here's how to get it right. Keep the touch light and fleeting, like a quick tap during a shared laugh or heartfelt story. For example, at a cozy bar, when she shares a fun memory, touch her knee briefly and say, "You tell the best stories." Only try this when she's engaged, smiling, leaning in, or mirroring your vibe. But here's the twist. A poorly timed knee touch can feel out of place and break the moment. So, what's the one signal that tells you she's ready for this gesture? Stay tuned, because the next touch point will show you how to elevate your connection with a more romantic move. Have you ever tried a subtle touch like this? Drop your story in the comments and hit that like button if you're finding these tips helpful. Touch point 5. Hand, the timeless romantic gesture. Let's dive into one of the most classic and romantic gestures, holding her hand. This simple touch can create a profound sense of connection, making an older woman feel cherished and secure in your presence. Picture this. You're strolling along a beach in Miami at sunset, waves crashing softly. As you talk about her favorite travel story, you gently take her hand, giving it a light squeeze, and say, "This moment feels perfect, doesn't it?" That small gesture speaks volumes. It's a sign of protection, warmth, and genuine interest. If she squeezes back or smiles, you've just deepened your bond. Why is hand-holding so effective? Psychologically, it's a universal signal of closeness that triggers feelings of safety and trust. Research shows that touching hands releases oxytocin, fostering emotional intimacy, which older women often value for its authenticity. Compared to touching the waist, which can feel too intimate early on, holding hands is versatile, perfect for a first date or a deeper connection. It's a gesture that says, "I'm here with you," without pushing boundaries. Here's how to nail it. Let the touch feel natural, like reaching for her hand while crossing a street or during a heartfelt moment at a cafe. For example, when she shares something personal over dinner, gently cover her hand with yours and say, "I love hearing you talk about that." Keep it soft, not gripping, and watch her body language. If she leans in or keeps her hand relaxed, you're on the right track. But here's the twist. The way you hold her hand can reveal your intentions. A light clasp versus interlocking fingers. Which do you think feels more romantic? Stay tuned, because the next touch point will show you how to elevate intimacy with even bolder gestures. Have you ever held her hand in a special moment? Drop a comment below and share your story. It might inspire someone else. Touch points 6 and 7, waist and wrist, the peak of allure. Now let's explore two intimate spots, the waist and the wrist. These touches are the pinnacle of romance, but they require trust and perfect timing to work their magic. Imagine you're dancing at a wedding in Chicago. The music's soft and slow. You place your hand gently on her waist, guiding her with confidence, and say, "You make this dance unforgettable." That touch conveys protection and desire, making her feel cherished. Or picture a quiet goodbye after a date. You lightly brush her wrist, maybe even kiss it softly, whispering, "Can't wait to see you again." That delicate gesture feels like a shared secret, sparking romance. Why are these spots so powerful? The waist and wrist are highly sensitive, rarely touched areas. Psychologically, a gentle touch here signals deep intimacy, releasing oxytocin to heighten connection. Compared to the nape, which is subtle but less romantic, these gestures are bold yet respectful, ideal for a closer relationship. Older women often respond to this elegance, feeling desired and special. Here's the trick. Keep it fleeting and gentle. A lingering touch can feel too forward. Only try these when you've built rapport, like after a few warm dates. But what makes these gestures truly unforgettable? It's how you pair them with words and eye contact. Stick around for our wrap-up to see how to tie it all together. If you've tried a romantic touch like this, share your story in the comments. We've covered 5 powerful touch points: lower back, nape, arm, hand, and waist or wrist, each a way to say, "I care," without words. But the real secret? It's all about consent, timing, and reading her signals. Next time you're on a date, try a gentle arm touch when she laughs and watch her reaction. Respect her boundaries, and you'll build a connection that lasts. Want to master these moments? Subscribe and hit the bell for more tips. Which touch will you try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below.